Hello, welcome back, friends. This is the Skill Raptor, and I am your host, Atharva. We are going to discuss a very interesting thing that is NIRF rankings, which were recently released, and there was a lot of hype and hoopla around it. That some people thought that there are some institutions which deserved better, and they were not ranked to that expectation. So basically, we are going to see why that happened and what's the mathematical logic behind that and how such kind of anomaly can be averted in near future. So this is kind of a exploratory video as well, that we are taking an example of NIRF rankings to understand the regressions. You can say multivariate regression example of that, and in short, we'll try to see what can be done to avert that. So, based on my study, the NIRF has taken five top parameters on which they ranked the institutions. These are namely 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There are five: teaching, learning and resources, research and professional practice, graduation outcomes, outreach and inclusivity, and perception. And the weights are given. So, teaching, learning, and resources, which is they say TLR, is given 30%. So total 30% of total marks. And similarly, the other parameters are also given 30%, 20, 10, and 10. So let us see one by one what these parameters mean. And these parameters are also subdivided into five different other parameters or four different parameters. We'll try to see with the example of two institutes, that is ICT Mumbai and Amity, that Amit E University, that's how I will call it. And so this is the first one that we saw, that is TLR. So TLR, that is teaching and learning resource. So there are four parameters which they have used to calculate TLR, which makes 30% of the total marks. Now out of that, SS. So you can see SS is the student strength including doctoral students. Now I will tell you what is considered here. So they have considered total number of intake students, total sanctioned number of students, and total doctoral students. Now you can see an institution like ICT is scoring very less in this. That is, they have scored only 10 marks out of 20, and Amity has scored 16 marks out of 20. Now the reason is, see, because when there is a government institute, they have certain higher bars on above which they cannot take the students. Whereas in private universities, that is of a bit leniency is shown in that recruiting students. So here what happens that the SS, which is students strength including doctoral students, this factor I feel is actually is not affecting a reputation of institute too much, and it is given 20 marks out of this 30%. This means out of if 100 is the total, 6 marks are given, whereas it has got nothing to do with a reputation of institute. So for example, if you take the example of Caltech University, so Caltech has got very less number of students, but they are very quality students, and Caltech is known around the world. So it really doesn't matter how many students take admission in your institute. What all matters is how the students are being trained there and what outcome do they give, or what kind of output they give to the institute in their coming career years. So I think that's where there are certain more parameters which I will talk on. So SS, I thought, is a parameter which is not very much necessary to rank a institute or give some weightage, because 6% is a very huge weightage. Now coming on to next, FSR. Now it is given 30% of weightage out of the total 30%. So 9 marks are given. Now here also ICT ranks less and FSR ranks 30 out of 30. Just see that a private university is ranking full, and F and ICT Mumbai, which is a very reputed institute. If you know ICT, you probably know which institute I am talking about. So it is scoring less. Now let me tell you what they have considered in faculty student ratio, with emphasis on permanent faculty. So let me first tell you what they call as a permanent faculty. So permanent faculty is either the one who are employed permanently and they have offer letters as a permanent position. So that is one. And second is they are also considering the ad hoc faculties who taught for at least 2 semesters. So they have taught full year. So this ad hoc faculty is also being considered here as a permanent faculty. Now let me tell you what problem here it is. Now what happens when they give ad hoc positions in private universities? They give positions for 11 months. So when you give a 11-month appointment, then automatically the person who is going to get the ad hoc job, he is going to complete 2 semesters. But in institutes like ICT, what happens? They being a government institute, they are not allowed to give such positions. Whereas the private universities, they don't have any kind of a upper cap on the number of ad hocs they employ. So every year you will see that private universities they give like 25 to 30 kind of positions to ad hoc. So that's the point which is in favor of the private university here. And another thing is here they are considering the marks for PhD if your faculty is PhD or ME or MTech as a full faculty. They are not considering BTech. Now here again there is one problem. Now what happens in private universities? The ME MTech students or ME MTech people who form this ad hoc faculty who who teach for 11 months. Now they are not that much trained, or they are not very much experienced in academics, but still they teach. So the quality is not that good, which you can get from a full-time faculties who are mostly PhD in institutes like ICT. So here also they get a big advantage. And moreover, there is no cap on how much ad hoc faculties you will take. They can take 20, 30, 40, whatever to fill the positions, which are not even permanent. Even the salary which they offer is not up to the industry standard. So here that's the reason you see the Amity University is actually scoring 30 out of 30, whereas ICT Mumbai, which is a very, very reputed institute where all faculties are very well trained, they are PhDs from outside, and they have like a huge experience. They are just getting 24 marks out of 30. So this is somewhere which is creating this is something which is creating a disparity in scoring. Now similarly, the other factors remain almost same. But you can see this 30 marks, which forms a huge chunk of this marking system, is making a difference. If you calculate 10 plus 24 plus 16 plus 19, it is almost like 69, 70 marks. 24 plus 16 is 40, plus 10, 50, and 20. So 70 marks. And here it is 16 plus 30, 46, plus 15, 46 plus 15, around 61, 62, you can say it is 16, and plus 12. So here they are scoring 74 to like 75 marks. So that's where we can give out of 5 parameters, Amity is topping 1 0. So currently it is 1 and 0. Now let's go to the next parameter which they have given. So RP. So RP is the research publication related, and it also comprises of 4 different parameters. So PU, which is a combined metric of publications, then quality of publications, then IPR and patents which are granted, it carries 15 marks, and finally footprint of projects and professional practice which carries 10 marks. Now here are 2 points which I want to make here. Now firstly, what happens in Institute of Eminences like ICT Mumbai, the professors, they don't publish in any journal. I mean, they will have a basic quality parameter for themselves, and they will try to publish in only credible journals. I will give you a simple example. So in my time in IIT Bombay, I have some peer-reviewed journals in publications where I'm co-author. So we used to write paper of 10, 15, 20 pages, which is a very long paper and reputed journals. And our professor, they never used to publish in any other journal except that, because that's the quality which they want to maintain. So the publication from our lab were very less, though we used to do a very quality work. But what happens in private universities? Generally, the emphasis is more on publishing number of papers. So if you say there is a journal which where Institute of Eminence, a professor produces a 25 to 30 page publication, a same publication can be divided into six different papers. So if I divide my 30 pages work into five, 6 pages work, so I can publish five papers as well. So in institutions like ICT, the quality to peer reviewed journal is of utmost importance, and that's the reason sometimes they will publish a one full big paper of 30 pages or 35 pages, and they will not go for the quantity. Whereas what happens in many institutes, professors and the research students, they are pushed to publish in quantity. So I think that's the reason where ICT Mumbai is scoring very very less, which is it's out of my thought process that how ICT will can score less and Amity is scoring more over on this parameter. I am definitely sure if you know about ICT Mumbai, the kind of the quality publication which they do. By the way, I am taking just this example of ICT Mumbai. There are many other institute of eminences and good institutions who produce very good papers. This is just to understand where the analysis of NIRF rankings may be going out of way. Also now, boiling down to the last parameter. Now, okay, now I can understand that in publications and quality IPR, you can see everywhere they score more than ICT Mumbai, right? Now, if I look at these three parameters, so what message I get? That Amity University is very high class in publications. They have a very good quality of publications. They produce good patents. By the way, the patents, this IPR weight is divided into two parts. That is granted patents and published patents. So granted is given 10 and published is given 5. So that's how they have divided. Now, logically speaking, if an institute is very good in publications and patents, then it should translate into the projects and professional practice, which is not happening here. You can see 0.65 they are getting out of 10, and even though they score less as compared to Amity, the ICT is getting 4.31 out of 10, which is 7 times of 0.65. Now, what does this mean is even though they are scoring high, the quality is not to that standard that they are able to attract projects and professional practices. I think this parameter should have been given more weightage. Now here it is given only 10 ka weightage. Now if you convert it into out of 100 marks, then it will they will get something like 1.5 marks and they will get something like point something. So that difference is huge, though it is 7 times, but it is not getting reflected in the overall marking systems. Whereas if you consider only this parameter, ICT Mumbai will, they will just climb here somewhere. So that is not happening here. So logically speaking, the patents, your publications and your quality of research should actually translate into a projects and professional practice. Here there is a disparity, I will say, that it is something which is not in line with the logical thought. Going to the next. Now here they say that what is the graduation outcome. Now graduation outcome is almost similar. Placement and higher studies almost same because many students nowadays they go out for research or go for MS or like that. Interestingly, MS, which is median salary, here ICT Mumbai is scoring higher side than Amity. Now let us think about this parameter once again, that ICT is an institute which gives degrees in chemical engineering, chemical technology and fields related to that. They don't have computer science, electronics and those kind of departments where salary packages are generally high. Even then they are doing good here. By the way, here if you total Amity University is scoring higher. So it's 20 here, and this metric is 30% again. So in last parameter, here it was 30% and here it was 30%. So 60% marks are already covered, where Amity University is way ahead of ICT Mumbai. And here they might be lagging, but that is very less because this parameter is given 20% weightage. 20% weightage is given to this parameter. Now going to the next parameter here. Now here it outreach and inclusivity. Now, I don't really understand how a reputation of an institute is dependent on that. The good news is that they have given only 10% weightage on this. So this is not making much of a difference, but still you can see that in this parameter, which is RD, regional diversity. So in ICT Mumbai, the students are generally from Maharashtra, so they may not have regional diversity, but all the students are coming through GATE and their internal exam. So the quality is very high, even though the diversity is less. And here you can see, since this is a university which accepts students from various disciplines and from various states, and it is a private university, so here they score well. Even here you can see that they are scoring pretty well. So I would give here 3-0. So 80% marks, 4-0 I will say. Here they are doing good. So till now, Amity University is actually doing good on based on the parameters which they have given. And this is the last one, which is about peer perception. So employers and academic peers. So what employers and academic peers they think about you. Now you can see this is only given 10% marks. It doesn't matter too much. So 10 marks are given, and out of 100 here they are scoring like 20. So this is just 20% mark and 8.23. So even if we consider this, it will not boil down to much of the marks. Here they are only scoring 20%. So 20% of 10 is nothing but 2 they will score, and here they will score zero point 0.8 marks. So the difference is just 0.2. So this is not helping them to gain a better rank over there. In first two parameters, which are like very important, there, due to the framework which they have adopted, somehow the private university is able to do good, though it's a perception which is given. But on back of the track, I would say that there are certain parameters like SS, FS, FSR, they really don't matter with the institute's reputation. I mean, there may be less number of faculty here, but they may be far better than the quantity. If there is a quality, then why there is need of a quantity, right? And what they have said here is, if the ratio is one faculty per 50 students, then it will be given 0 marks. And if the ratio is more than 1 by 15, that is one student, one faculty per 15 students, then the institute will score full marks. And that is the reason why here they have scored full marks, thanks to the ad hoc policy which they have added, and ME and MTech also they are calling it a full faculty. Now boiling down to our last ending this discussion, what I would like to say is, when a model is formulated, it is very important to see that the parameters which we are using are, do they really correlate with the reality. Now there are many a times, if we weigh a parameter and that doesn't correlate with the reality, then it is called as null hypothesis, which we will be talking about this in the upcoming video. It is a integral part of regression. So we will be discussing linear regressions and multivariate regressions, univariate and multivariate linear regressions we will be discussing. And in that we will be talking more about how to avoid this null hypothesis. So here the same thing is happening. Due to the null hypothesis is not considered, there are certain parameters which actually don't affect the institute's reputation, and that's the reason why ICT ranks 41 and Amity is ranking 30, right? But intuitively, it's not correct that, if you are given a chance to take admission, I'm pretty sure many of you will actually go to ICT Mobile. Yeah, that's all for today's lecture. And if you liked, this was analysis of NIRF ranking. If you liked it, please kindly like the video, share, and please subscribe my channel. Thank you very much.